Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing my 142nd Mezco Toyz 112 Collective action figure review, this time being of Thanos. Now, take a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in a large-scale Mezco box with the Thanos name at the center. Turning the box around, we can see multiple images and panels showcasing the figure in multiple posing positions with his different interchangeable parts and accessories. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and let him breathe. Alright guys, the Mad Titan is finally here. Holy crap, I feel like I've been waiting forever for this guy. You know, I remember when we first saw him at a convention, we kind of saw teases of the figure in a display case at a convention. Then they took it away, then we never saw it for the rest of the convention. We were wondering if it got canceled, and eventually it went up for pre-order, but then they showed images and we ended up seeing the wrong head sculpt, and they switched the head sculpt in a day after showing the original sculpt, and it's just been up and down with this figure. But again, he's finally here. I freaking love this thing, man. Now, that's not to say, I'm going to say this right now, that is not to say he doesn't have problems. He does, in my opinion. But is that going to take away from my overall thoughts? We'll see here. Overall, the sculpt looks really freaking rad, man. I'm loving the soft goods here. One thing I love that Mezco does is how they do this like printing technique on the fabric and the soft goods. So you got this nice gold tampering all around there, even along the sides, up on the arms and the shoulders like that. The gold into the blue all looks really nice. I like this gold spinal column they got going down into like a skirt piece like that, so that looks really cool too. You got your Titan butt right there, looking rad. I love this upper armor that we're getting right here. The sculpt looks just killer, man. And this is two-tone paint in there. It's not just that solid gold. It has almost this bronze color on the inside, so that looks really rad too. The hands look really good. His bracers look rad, dude. The knuckles, I'll get my camera to focus a little bit more. There you go. The knuckles just look really good too. The paint just looks gorgeous throughout this entire figure. Man, the boots look really good. Oh my god, those big feet with peg holes. Oh my god. Oh my god, the skull looks great, man. Again, you get more of that copper inlay in the actual boots, more of that printing on the fabric for like knee pads and things like that. This just looks so good, dude, in hand. Oh my god, I am super impressed with this. The helmets look really cool. Loving the sculpt of this. You got that nice metallic gold with a flat blue. All the lighting throughout the helmet all here looks really good. So I love this, man. This just looks so good. I am so happy with this. The belt looks really nice. All of this looks fantastic. So as far as looks goes and displaying, I am in love with this guy. So moving on to the accessories, of course we get a display base, which is really nice. We do get the Infinity Gauntlet right there in this nice blue base with that gold tampering on there, that gold emblem. Just looks really, really cool. And of course the clear articulated arm. Here's the thing with his arm. That is not gonna fit around homeboy's waist. I kind of wish they would give us a different clip, because this is for like more your standard figure. I don't know what it's supposed to do with that guy, maybe under the crotch or something like a cradle. But yeah, that's just not gonna work for this big hefty dude right there. And I don't know how many aerial poses you're gonna do, but still, love these stands. Mezco stands are my favorite stands in this scale, so I love that. All right, bring in this bad boy. God, he looks so good. Okay, anyways, so the head sculpt. So we got the standard head sculpt like so, which I think looks so good. There really is a nice wash in there on the actual skin tone itself, and I actually really like the skin tone. I've seen with things like Marvel Legends where it's either too purple, too blue, too dark, too light. It's just kind of been all over the place. That's why I've never picked up Marvel Legends Thanos. I just don't think they've done the perfect Thanos, in my opinion. I'm sure that some of them are really good, but again, that's just my opinion. I think this just looks incredible. I do prefer this style of head sculpt before over that first one they showed off. The green eyes look great, so I love that, man. We also do get an angry head sculpt with the gritting teeth. Now, the thing with Mezco is sometimes the teeth don't always look good when they show it, but I kind of feel like they've been getting a little better with that. So hopefully they've heard us and are fixing the issues with teeth, because I think that actually looks really good. Even the gums are painted and the snarling of the mouth and all that, and the brow, I think all looks really, really good. And then lastly, we do get a laughing, smiling head. Holy crap, this might be my favorite head for this particular figure. It just looks so good. Something about a smiling, laughing Thanos. Man, I think that is so cool. And I don't think, remind me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we ever saw a laughing, smiling Thanos in the movies, did we? Because I always thought that was like a signature look for him. But anyways, so simple ball peg like that. You got the design neck right there, and you just pop on any of the heads that you want, like so. And I think I might actually display him with that smiling head, man. I don't know what it is, but I love that so freaking much. I just think it looks really, really good. Next up, we do have interchangeable hands. You got closed-fisted hands. You got these more curled finger hands like this, like so. Or you got more hands with more flared out fingers like that. So you got the options of different things that you want to do. He also comes with like a tesseract. I think we've seen this with, was it Red Skull? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was with Red Skull. So you could use that for that curled fingered hand like that, and you hold on in there just fine. It's loose, but it rests in there pretty good, so it's not gonna really go anywhere. So it works. I do like that a lot. Again, I think we've seen it before. So anyways. Now, one of the bigger things that we get here, this whole forearm is going to come off. You'll see in a big thick peg that just plugs into there. That's how you're going to attach this whole arm like so. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in the Infinity Gauntlet right here. Bruh, this is insane. Mezco absolutely killed it with the look of this. It is so big and bulky. I mean, that thing is huge, gnarly looking. I love all the gems. The stones in here just look so good. I'm very pleased with the way this looks. Now, here's the thing what you're going to do here. So you can actually take this hand off like so. Okay, you're going to see the inside of that. And then you're going to kind of pop this whole thing out through this actual bracer part right here. Now, when you first do this, it's going to come in the package pretty much like this, you know, and you're going to disassemble it. When you're going to push this through, it might be a little tight pushing it through, so just be very careful, and you're going to have to push it through, because if you look at this whole section right here, you're going to see a little paint chipping like that throughout that. I noticed paint kind of got stuck in there, and it was a little tight, so I had to give it a good push to push it through there. I almost thought I was like, am I breaking it? Am I not doing this right? But no, it was just some paint that was stuck to it, so it will come out. And once you get in there, it goes on and out, or in and out fairly easily. And then you have a little section right here where you can unscrew and put the 3 button cell batteries that the figure does come with. And inside there, you'll see a little on and off switch. You see that in there. You could turn that on, and you see the LED glowing like that. So now I'm going to slide this thing back in there like so, and I'm going to go ahead and slide this arm or the hand on like that and kind of adjust this thing. Now with this hand, again, there's no peg here. You can see these little pegs sticking up like this, little pins here and here. There are little notches on inside the actual gauntlet that will hold the actual hand on. Again, just line it up, and there you go. Now with my heavy lighting, you can't really see it, but turn off some lights, and man, that thing glows, dude. It looks so good. What I do like, even through like some of the cracks and the peaks of the actual gauntlet itself, not just the gems, it glows, so it kind of makes it look like the whole gauntlet's glowing. I'm all about that, dude. I think that looks so freaking rad. Now what you could also do, you could take this hand off like so, and you can also bring in another one like here. This is a more open palm one, and same thing, you're kind of just fix it on to there like that, line up the actual top piece like so, and now you have him more with an open palm. So whichever version you prefer, again, whatever type of pose you're trying to get, you can do that like there. And I'm going to turn this off for right now. Now here's the thing with this thing. you can see that there's no actual peg on there like there is in this one. So what this is going to do, that inner cylinder, that little circle right there, is going to wrap around this section like that. So it's a little tricky, but you can get it on there. And what I've been doing, I've kind of just been twisting it like that, and it goes on there fine. I kind of wish it wasn't like that, but it holds on there fine. It's not loose by any means, but I notice like when I'm posing it around and moving it around and things like that, it kind of does pop off fairly easily. I mean, but once you have it on there, it's not going anywhere, so it's not going to be super big issue, but it is something to note. And it just, man, like, look at this, dude. Like, look at homeboy Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, looking all kinds of badass. I just think that's so awesome, man. Such a cool looking piece. Now, what you can also do with this here, if you want to take off a head sculpt like so, this whole shoulder section will come off like that and reveal his full-on suit under there. So if you want to take some pictures to display him like that, you can. You got this whole nice collar piece again with that templed gold on there on the fabric, which looks really nice. You get more of the spine column going down like that. So I think that's really cool. I did take a couple pictures with him like this without the actual armor piece. So I think that looks rad, man. Even that looks really cool without the actual armor. So as you can take that off, you can see under here there are some magnets. You can see that right there on the shoulders that'll attach right here. You can just rest it on here, it'll stay on there very nice. It's not coming off whatsoever, it's not loose. Those magnets are going to hold on there very tightly, and you just pop a head sculpt back on, and there you go. So I love that. Okay, next up, now let's run down the articulation. Now this is where, in my opinion, this thing is going to falter. Now, I don't mind lack of articulation in my Mezco figures all that much, so it doesn't bother me, but I know it's going to bother quite a bit of people. But to be honest, this is going to be expected with a Mezco figure, but not alone, let alone a Mezco figure, a big bulky figure. So it's not going to be hyper articulated like a Gomez would be, you know what I mean? So the head's on a ball joint, rolls around very nicely. You get lots of good motion there. It can turn left and right. The chin will hit the collar piece in there. Of course, if you take it off, you get a lot more motion. It looks up that far and down that much, as well as pivot side to side like so. The arms can go up about that far. That's actually pretty good. And down right there, no butterfly joint. Can go back and forth like so. We got no rotation at the bicep here. We get a single bend at the elbow. So it's only bending about that much, but it also does rotate at the elbow. We got rotation at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrist. As far as the Infinity Gauntlet goes, you're gonna get practically like no bend at the elbow. That's pretty much all it's going right there. For the sheer bulkiness of the actual gauntlet itself, you're gonna get almost zero bend out of that elbow on that side. Of course, if you take off the gauntlet, put on the regular arm, you're gonna get more bend like you would on this side right there. So again, not quite 90, and I will understand how that's going to bug some people, but for me, it doesn't really bother me all that much. So it's really going to be up to your preference. We do get a double ball peg in the midsection, so that rolls around a little bit. You can turn the wrist left and right, lots of good motion there, and crunches back and forth, so that's pretty decent. And pivot side to side a tiny bit. We can also kick forward about that far, not a whole lot. Back none at all. Splits out pretty good, so that's pretty nice. Even with the fabric here, so that's actually pretty good. We got rotation in the upper thigh. We got a single bend, probably double jointed knees, but again, because of the bulkiness of the figure and these boots, you're only going to get about that much. We can actually rotate at the boot a little bit, and then the ankles are on ball pegs. Those can rotate up and down, and a tiny bit of an ankle rocker. That's mostly due to the design of these flaps coming down from the boots, so you can't rock them too much, but yeah, there's a little bit of a wobble in there. So anyways, again, his hand totally came off. And see what I'm saying? This stuff will come loose here and there. But again, once you have them on the shelf, it's not even going to matter, in my personal opinion. Actually, I'm going to take that one off. I'm going to go ahead and put on the fist because I just think that looks super dope. All right. So anyways, again, this thing has its problems here and there. In my opinion, they're so minor. But again, that's just for me, though. That's my opinion. I just think He looks so awesome. I have been having so much fun. I really enjoy taking pictures of him. He's just so photogenic. I love the light up gauntlet. I mean, once you have him on a shelf, he's just going to look so cool. Again, my opinion, I get the articulation issue. For me, it was to be expected, and it doesn't bother me all that much, but I could definitely understand why people would want more. But again, look at that, dude. That is a badass Thanos figure. I am so stoked about this, and in my opinion, it is a definite must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and McFarlane Batman figure. And for your Mezco comparison, here he is standing next to the 112 Collective Thor Ragnarok Incredible Hulk and Darkseid. And for even more Mezco comparison, here he is standing next to the 112 Collective Gambit and Iron Fist. And for even more comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Iron Man and Captain America. And for even more comparison, here he is standing next to the Mezco King Kong and Marvel Legends Red Hulk. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Mezco 112 Collective Thanos. Now, with the negative things aside here, like the articulation isn't all that great, and that's kind of to be expected with a big bulky figure, so I will understand why people are not going to like that, and I get it, you want it to be as dynamic as possible, but sometimes it's just not gonna happen. Also, the LED feature with the arm, trying to get that thing out at first was really tricky, and then the way it connects to the arm, I wish that were a little better, but once it's on there, it stays there just fine. But the sculpt is so good. He looks so amazing just standing there looking badass. The head sculpts are gorgeous, and in my opinion, some of the best from Mezco, so I think that's really, really cool. Now, the LED feature itself works really cool. I love that, man. You really get to see the stones glow. I just think that's such an awesome effect. The soft goods are so well done. I love the printing that they do on here. And again, he just looks massive, impressive. He's going to tower on your shelf because he's such a badass action figure. And again, if you can push those negative things aside, you will love this piece because in my opinion, he is definitely a must get. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.